Eid Mubarak! I hope all of you guys had a lovely Ramadan and a beautiful Eid, or as you say in Malaysia, Hari Raya. I started off today's vlog to show you what my Eid is like in Malaysia and how I celebrate it. And it started off with, good morning and Eid Mubarak to you. Today I've decided that I want to do a bit of vlogging on my Eid in Malaysia. I'm gonna be going to about 5 homes. Yeah, 5. I'm gonna be lugging around all my kids and we're just gonna be eating and eating and eating. And ended with, I'm so tired, I don't want to do this anymore. Blah. So that was that. So of course the day starts off with you waking up at Fajr, forgetting the fact that you can eat, and then going off to the masjid. And after the prayers, that is when the party starts. So I have a confession. I did not pray at this masjid for Eid prayers. I actually prayed at a local one. Although this masjid is so beautiful and so nice, it's so big. So you can imagine the parking that's involved. You can imagine what it would be like running around with 4 kids trying to do your Eid prayers and how many people there are. But I did want you to see what it was like if you would have prayed at a masjid in Malaysia, because this is one of my favorite masjids to go to. This is where I pray. Not right now, it's just me and Asia, which is really nice because it's quiet, kind of, except for that noise that you hear right now. They celebrate Eid in Malaysia is that you're invited to things called open houses, and what it is, it's just a whole bunch of people inviting you over. This year I had about 5 to 6 homes to go to. So we're done with the prayers at the masjid and now we're on our way to house number 1. And some were unexpected. So now we're going to house number 2, which was totally unexpected and not scheduled. You will get invited spontaneously. Whose house are we going to?
Auntie Norsa's house. So you are crashing one of my mom's close friend's house. We usually go after Eid prayers, but we're a little late. Come on, let's just crash.
So now I'm going to house number 3. Malaysia, the way they do things is that you go and eat their food after food after food after food. Eid to me is like a reunion. Every Eid I meet a whole bunch of people that I haven't seen the whole year. I usually catch up with them. All in all, I had a wonderful Eid. Eid compared to America is very different. The Eid here is spent where you go from house to house to house to house to house to house to house. You get my point. Whether you know the people or not, that is another story. In America, from what I remember, about 10 years ago, you go to the park or you go to your local masjid, and it's a community thing where they have some sort of activity that goes on. In Malaysia, it's celebrated for like a month. I know! How do you celebrate Eid for a month? Trust me, it happens. In America, it's celebrated for like 2 hours. Sometimes, unfortunately, people have to work, and Eid is not part of the American calendar holiday. It's just something that the Muslims celebrate on their own. And sometimes they take off a few hours of work, sometimes they take off the whole day, but usually, you know, it's all about, again, food, getting together with family and friends. The whole shabam. The most favorite part of my kids' Eid is that they get to go from house to house to house. I don't know if you remember, but as a kid, you were like, oh my god, I have to go to this auntie's house, how boring. Well, my kids sit through that boring part, and at the end of each house, they get something called ang pao. And what these are, they're little envelopes with money. Sometimes you get 1 ringgit, sometimes you get 5, sometimes you get 10, sometimes you get 20, and sometimes you get 50. So that was my Eid for 2017. Inshallah, you and your family have a wonderful, wonderful Eid. Scarf is falling off. I'm so full at this point, but I have to keep going. I have to borrow someone's lipstick. I have to keep fighting like a soldier. I have to keep eating like a soldier.